Hello everybody, Heather here. As always, I hope you're having a great day. So to anybody who may not know me, my name again is Heather. I am a stay-at-home mom. Getting married in September together. We have 3 kids, ages 5, 9, and 13. So we are a busy, blended family. I also own my own makeup and skincare business on the side, and just am loving life. So I wanted to discuss today something that's kind of been sitting on my heart for the last week, and something that I realized I'm very guilty of. Hey, Martha, and have created some sort of self-conscious issues for my kids without even realizing it, and it completely breaks my heart. And I just think this is a message that everybody needs to hear. So up until the last few months, I've always been a very self-conscious person. Like, can't do anything right. I'm ugly, I'm fat. Anything and everything I could say to myself to put myself down, I did. I would say it over and over and over again, not paying attention to the fact that your children are listening to every single thing you say. This is a tough one. And then, hey, Mom, the last couple weeks, with my 2 oldest being 19 and 13, 9 and 13. My 9-year-old's a girl, so she's, in the beginning stages of puberty, has a lot of friends in school. Other kids aren't always nice. She wears glasses, so she's been, I love you too. You didn't text me back though, I don't think, by the way. If you could do that after this. Kids aren't always nice. She wears glasses, so she's been called 4 eyes before. And my son, being 13, he is like in puberty mode completely, and has always been very self-conscious of himself, and I think I'm to blame. So I just feel like as a parent, getting this message out would really help everybody in the future. So I was always the type of person who was not only self-conscious, but was afraid to walk into a room of people by myself. Afraid to walk into a grocery store or a convenience store to do shopping because I was worried about what I looked like, who may be looking at me, what other people thought of me. Every negative thought would run through my head. I'd get dressed in the morning and be like, oh, I look so fat in this outfit. I wish I was thinner. I'd put my makeup on, or, wouldn't leave the house without makeup ever for the first, 31 years of my life. I'm 31 and a half now. Wouldn't leave the house without makeup. You would not see me out of this house without makeup at all, period. You just wouldn't. Now I've become more confident in myself. I will leave the house without makeup on. I don't really care what people think of me anymore. I'll go into the grocery stores and etc. But within the last couple weeks, both of my kids have come to me, and it's really made me open my eyes. So to start out, Cameron, who's 13, always very self-conscious, will not walk into a room full of people by himself. He's very like me in that way, where he's shy, wondering what people may think of him, what they're, why are they looking at me? What do they think of me? Always has been like that. Very self-conscious of himself. He's thin, yet thinks he's fat. Thinks that he has this big belly that just doesn't exist on him. He doesn't have a belly. He doesn't. And things like that. And then you have Kaylin, who's 9, and again is like the size of my pen, yet hey Dixie will tell me that she's fat, or last week she had like this little blemish on her cheek, like I'm assuming like a sweat pimple or something, and she's asking me before school how she can cover up a sweat pimple, and things like that. And I stopped at that point and I went, you know what? This is on me. Like, I created this in my kids, and I am so guilty of this myself. Like, your kids, it's like when your kids say a swear word for the first time and you're like, oh my gosh, where did they learn that? They're listening to everything you say, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, whether it's a swear, anything. They are little sponges that are absorbing everything you say. Plus, you're their role model. You, as their parent, are their role model. So when they're sitting there listening to me say for the last 9 and 13 years, oh, I'm so fat. Oh, I'm so ugly. You know, oh, hold on, we can't leave the house yet because mom has to go put her makeup on. Like, they have watched me their entire life be an extremely self-conscious person, not love myself in any way, shape, or form, and they're following that path, and it completely and utterly breaks my heart. And now here I am, a changed person, trying to figure out how I become a better role model and help my kids change as well. So, like, don't find yourself getting into those habits. Don't allow yourself to talk poorly in front of your children. Like, if you want to go into a private room and have a conversation with your spouse or significant other about how you're feeling down on yourself, about how you feel fat today, about how this outfit makes you look awful, about how your skin isn't perfect enough, go do that in a private setting, because we all do have those feelings, and yes, we need to voice them. Just please, please, please stop doing it in front of your children, because you're raising them to do the same to themselves. And it makes me emotional to think about, because my daughter at 9 years old should not be going, Mom, how do I cover this sweat pimple? Or my daughter at 9 years old shouldn't be going, no, Mom, I'm not wearing shorts to school today because my legs are hairy. She's 9 years old. She has brown hair like I do. Like, of course her legs are hairy. But she's reached a stage in her life where she's picking out all of her flaws, and I'm to blame for that. I am to blame for that, because I've spent so many years picking out my own flaws. You know, I've talked to her a lot over the last couple weeks when it's gotten warmer, and as of today, she actually went to school in a skirt, not caring about her hairy legs, so that's like a huge mom win for me. I'm getting her to realize that every kid your age has hair on their legs. Yes, some of them may have blonde hair, but they still have hair on their legs. It doesn't matter. You're 9 years old. You're not old enough to start shaving, but it's hot out. You're going to wear shorts to school, or a skirt, or something that's not going to make you sweat to death. Hey, Melissa. And then with Cameron, I just really need to find a way to build his confidence up, because in him, it's not so much appearance wise. Like, yes, he says he's fat, which he's insane. But how do I now, after all of these years, make him realize that you don't have to walk into the back door of camp. You can walk in the front door. It doesn't matter how many people are in that college. Where I'm getting this from is he was going to wrestling camp for at Castleton University, and you know, there's a side door and a front door, and I'd say, okay, Cam, I'm just gonna drop you off at the front door today. You know how to get there from here, right? And he's like, yeah, Mom, but I don't want you to drop me off at the front door. There's always a crowd of people at that front door, and you know I don't like to walk into groups of people. And I'm like, oh, once again, that's something that I've showed him. I've showed him that that's how I feel, and it's rubbed off on him. So I myself have gotten better about it. I'll go to the stores by myself. I'll go do this and that by myself, and not care. Like I said, I don't care what people think of me anymore. It doesn't matter. I am who I am. I love my life, and I'm going to live it. But how do you teach your 13-year-old to change his brain, like his train of thought now? Like, how am I going to do that? I'm so confused about it. So if anybody has any tips or tricks and has experienced this, please share them. But the moral of my story is, don't be so hard on yourself. And if you're going to be hard on yourself, don't do it within earshot of your children, because all you're teaching them is to be hard on themselves, to not love themselves, to be self-conscious, to take the back way in the door because you don't want to walk into the group of people that may look at you. You're teaching them at 9 years old to find makeup to cover a blemish, that they can't wear shorts because they have hair on their legs. Like, please, if you take anything, any sort of value from me ever, please don't be so hard on yourself, especially in front of your children. But yeah, that's my message. It's been sitting on my chest for like a couple weeks now. I've been mulling it over and trying to figure out how I'm going to now pull us all out of this. I'll figure it out. I always do. But I wanted to get the message out there that there's just no point in other families going through this. Teach your children to love themselves by being a role model because you love yourself. That's all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please share this video if you wouldn't mind. I really just am hoping to get this message out there because it's been sitting on my heart for so many days. I'm like, man, I gotta find a way to like get other people to understand what they're doing, not only to themselves, but to the children that look up to them. So yeah, please share. I'd highly appreciate it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.